Welcome to IRMA webinar. This webinar is especially for issues on social concern. Issues of social concern for which the separate examination will be held on 23rd of February. So this session is especially designed to let you aware about the actual pattern, structure of the test, some sample questions, some suggestive readings. Dear Arjit and Saurav, I want to make you sure that while this session you can send your queries by chatting, or if you have any type of problem concerning question or query, just send your query through chat box. Okay. First of all, I want to tell you that first time IRMA is using the code of CAT, and I'm pretty sure that you all have a call from IRMA for the second test or the second stage. When we talk about the social concern, it is generally a very vast and wide topic. In fact, you can say that basically the social concerns are related to political system or the economy, but in fact, in a nutshell, every part of your society is related to social concern. So it is quite difficult to finish all topics in just 2 hours, but here the session focus is to let you aware about a glimpse of the pattern and structure of the IRMA examination, which is going to be held on 23rd of February. So, yes friends, join me and welcome to all of you. Let us start the session for these issues for social concern. First of all, what is the objective of this test? The objective of this test is to test the candidate's basic understanding of all relevant issues. All relevant issues is a very subjective term. All issues arise in society, and this way or that way they are related to society. So each and every type of current development around your surrounding is important. And ability to analyze and take a view on conflicting socio-economic goals, objectives, and demands. This is the objective of the test. And what is our focus? Here I mean by test, the test conducted by IRMA. The test conducted by IRMA for issues of social concern has an objective to test your happenings around your surroundings. When we talk about the focus is awareness of current national issues and topics of social relevance in present-day India. Directly, we should start from the page given by IRMA. The first part or the first point is India's national income and its composition. In general, India's economic just wait for a sec. Or some fellow people are not audible. As far as I see outside window, I find that some fellow friends cannot hear me. Dear people, please check your mic, headphone, or you should log in again. Rest of all, dear Arjit and Saurabh, can you hear me? Good. So friends, when we talk about the national income and its composition, it just not only signifies the national income means GDP, GNP, NNP, per capita income or PPP. National income in general here signifies the importance of Indian economy and Indian economic system, interaction of Indian economic system with world economy. So, friends, first question comes that what is GDP? GDP, GNP, NNP, per capita income, all are buzzwords today. We hear all about these here and there. Nowadays, GDP, GNP, NNP, PPP, per capita income, etc. All terms are very common. In general sense, when we talk about GDP or gross domestic product, is the value of the all final goods and services produced within the boundary of the nation during 1 year. GDP of a nation is the value of all final goods and services produced within the territory of that country, whether the contribution comes from the abroad nationals, even any foreigner. If any foreign citizen living in India contributes in the production in any sector, whether it is a primary, secondary, or tertiary, or service sector, his or her contribution is calculated under GDP. What is GNP? Gross national product. GNP of a country is when we get GNP when we add income from abroad to GDP. You can say that if some Indians living in Gulf country or abroad, they are sending the remittances. If we calculate the remittances and add to GDP, then it becomes GNP, gross national product. Friends, there must not be any type of confusion. This is basic definition of GDP, GNP and NNP. Net national product of an economy is the GNP after deducting the loss due to depreciation. It means NNP is equal to GNP minus depreciation. What you have to learn and study, just get an overview of general idea of GDP, GNP, NNP, PPP. Arjit, depreciation is the loss in the qualitative value of any goods or services due to wear and tear. Depreciation is in general is the loss of value of goods or services in terms of time due to wear and tear. Now, a very common term, the PCI or the per capita income. In fact, we think that national income is equivalent or just synonym of PCI or the per capita income, and generally we use this yardstick to measure the development or the living standard of a nation, the PCI. When any country's net national product is divided by total population of that nation, then we get the PCI or the per capita income. If we talk about the per capita income of India, then it stands approximately rupees 61,000 at current prices according to the revised estimates for the year 2011-12 released by Economic Survey. The per capita income is income per head per year. In terms of per capita income, Delhi, Goa, Maharashtra, Punjab, Haryana stands at top in India. And when we talk about the PCI in the world arena, it is Luxembourg, Switzerland, Norway, Sweden, etc. All developed nations stand at the top. Friends, the second topic which is mentioned in the brochure of IRMA is MDG, the Millennium Development Goals. First of all, millennium. It was declared in 2000, means the first year of the 21st century. The Millennium Development Goals or MDG Welcome Priyanka, can you hear me? Priyanka, please type. Can you hear me? Am I audible to you? Yes, Priyanka, I'm waiting for a response. Can you hear me? Okay. Millennium Development Goals, 8 international development goals that were established following the Millennium Summit of the United Nations in 2000. Question can arise that how many goals are covered under MDG? What is the deadline of MDG? The framing of the question can in either way. In 2000, United Nations adopted Millennium Declaration. According to that, it established 8 goals to achieve by the year 2015. And those goals are very important for the third world or the poorest of the poor countries. What are those goals? Those goals are in general related to development of all sectors for all citizens of the world, in fact the global citizens. Developments are to eradicate extreme poverty and hunger. I have seen in the previous papers of IIST, SNAP, TISF, etc. that they have asked different components about MDG. So please just learn about all components of MDG. To eradicate extreme poverty and hunger, to achieve universal primary education, to promote gender equality and empowerment of women, to reduce child mortality rates, to improve maternal health, to combat HIV, AIDS, malaria, and other fatal and endemic diseases, to ensure environmental sustainability, and to develop a global partnership for development. I hope all of you, Saurabh, Deepak, Priyanka, and Arjit, got my point. There is no response from Priyanka still. Priyanka, can you hear me? Friends, other important issues and topics are population and demography. Here we refer the population of India according to the census of 2011. Here what you have to do, you do not require to learn the population of each and every state. Just analyze the trends of population, decadal population growth, top 5 and top bottom states and union territories according to population, population density, sex ratio, literacy rate, etc. I just give you 2 or 3 general interesting trends according to 2011 census. By the census of 2001, Bihar state of India has the highest population density. West Bengal recorded highest population density by the year 2001 census. According to the data of 2001 census, West Bengal recorded highest population density. But now, according to census 2011, it is Bihar. That is a shift, you can say. Nagaland once showed maximum population growth, maximum decadal population growth, approximately 64 point something %. But in the decade of 2001 to 2011, a single state showed negative population growth rate, that is Nagaland. So these are some trends which you have to analyze. Just learn top 5 states, bottom 5 states according to population, density, sex ratio, literacy rate, etc. Again, when we talk about literacy rate, no doubt Kerala and Pondicherry and other states stand at top. And poor performing states are like Odisha, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh. Most important feature of sex ratio. For Uttar Pradesh, for India, the sex ratio is 940. The national average is 940. In Kerala and Puducherry, the sex ratio is more than 1,000. Dear friends, all of you know what is sex ratio. Arjit, Saurabh, Deepak and Priyanka, all of you know. I hope that all of you know what is sex ratio. In fact, sex ratio is number of females per 1,000 males. That is more important. Number of females per 1,000 males. In Kerala and Puducherry, the sex ratio is more than 1,000. It means in Kerala and Puducherry, number of females are more than males. But in Haryana, Daman and Diu, it is in grim situation. The situation of sex ratio in Haryana, Daman and Diu is grim. Literacy rate is not also very overwhelming. Developed states have good standard of literacy rate, while the poor states are not performing so. So just analyze and learn, because in the starting of the test, I told you what is the purpose of this test. The purpose of this test is not going to check your factual information. Test would not be informatory at all. It is analytical and your ability and power to analyze the information. Okay, friends? Other topics are important topics are poverty and inequality. Poverty. We hear the poverty elevation, the poverty emancipation, etc. Indira Gandhi gave a slogan, Garibi Hatao, during 6th five-year plan. There are different committees, different formulas to estimate poverty. Most important are Tendulkar committee. There are different standards also. In some, yes, Arjit? Arjit, okay, I got your point, Arjit. Overall literacy rate of India is around 75%. Arjit, overall literacy rate of India is around 75%, in which the component of male literacy rate is around 80% and female is around 65%. If you need data, I just can send you. But in general, just learn different trends of literacy rate. Top states in literacy rates are Kerala, Mizoram, Puducherry, Lakshadweep, etc. And bottom states are Bihar, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Rajasthan, etc. So friends, when it comes to poverty and inequality, there are different standards to measure poverty. In some standards, it is the per day calorie consumption. In others, it is per person, per dollar, per person per day, the amount of dollar earned by him or her. According to United Nations standard, it is the person who has or the person whose income is less than $1 per day is poor. And according to the formula of Tendulkar, the Suresh Tendulkar, famous economist, approximately 32% population of India is BPL, means below poverty line. Inequality. Inequality in terms of what? Inequality in terms of employment. Inequality in terms of wages. Inequality in terms of earning, the living standards, etc. Inequality in terms of access to the life facilities, whether it is internet or the potable water. Inequality in each and every terms. And then solution. Solution of what? Poverty alleviation, the removal and eradication of poverty, and how to make Indian society more equal. Unemployment. There is a vicious cycle of poverty and unemployment. A person tends to be poor due to unemployment and vice versa. Types of unemployment, reasons for unemployment, disguised unemployment, seasonal unemployment, etc. Again, the unemployment generates migration. These all our issues are interlinked. So just analyze the problems. You have not to just gulp or the devour the data of the poverty. No. Read articles on the poverty and how and up to what extent Government of India has succeeded in poverty alleviation programs. Swati, welcome. Can you hear me? A new term is digital divide. Digital divide is what? Digital divide is, for example, you people right now attending this webinar using Cisco Webex stage, and a person in rural India who has no access to power, no access to internet, no access to any type of media. This is digital divide. How digital divide is going to equalize Indian people, or how it is going to divide Indian people? This is digital divide. Digital divide is a current term. Norway, very interesting to know Norway, a country which always stands in HDI list or Human Development Index list, has declared internet access as a fundamental right. Right now it is not quite possible or totally possible in India that right to internet, to declare right to internet as a fundamental right. But what Indian government and Indian system has to do to reduce digital divide? Then it comes right to information. Basic tenets of right to information, its legal framework, and how RTI is playing a role in bringing a good governance, more pro-people government or citizen charter, etc. So these all are issues related with social concerns. Again, since it is IRMA for the rural development, it becomes most important topic for it. Rural development and poverty alleviation and development programs, their goals, features and major achievements. There is a list of flagship programs of Government of India like Bharat Nirman, MG Narega, National Rural Health Mission, National Rural Livelihood Mission, Jawaharlal Nehru Urban Health Mission, etc. Just learn and read basic features of important social welfare schemes. Green Revolution. What is? What was? Who was? M.S. Swaminathan, father of Indian Green Revolution. how it benefited Indian society, how India became self-sufficient in food, etc. Operation Flood, started by Varghese Kurian, father of White Revolution in India, founder of Amul, founder of IRMA as well. MG Narega, National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, started in 2006 by an Act of 2005, which guaranteed to provide at least 100 days employment in rural sector. These are issues related with social concerns, which are important according to the paper structure and pattern of IRMA written test. Suppose we talk about Bharat Nirman. Bharat Nirman is one of the most important flagship program of UPA. UPA means United Progressive Alliance, means the current incumbent government. Bharat Nirman is for rural development and there are 6 components. Friends, just learn all components of Bharat Nirman and Millennium Development Goals. Bharat Nirman, water, rural water, supply of rural water, rural roads, rural housing, communication, especially in rural field, means telephone connections, electricity and irrigation. These all 6 components of Bharat Nirman. Other topics which are related with rural development: NABARD, National Bank for Rural and Agricultural Development, regional rural banks and their role to avail microcredit, self-help groups and other NGOs which are trying and engaging themselves in the development of rural society. These all topics find some importance in question paper. Other welfare schemes, as I told you already, like National Rural Health Mission, Urban Health Mission, Jawaharlal Nehru Urban Renewal Mission, National Rural Livelihood Mission, etc. And then it comes the most important, development which is sustainable. That is sustainable development. Environmental issues. Not a single development issue is related with environment, whether environment protection or environmental degradation. In fact, when we talk about the rural India, the tribal society, the coherent and sustainable development becomes more important. All of you have heard about the Vedanta issue, Naxalism, etc. These all are related whether to development or the unequal development of the society or the environmental degradation. So just focus on all such type of issues and let yourself aware about all such issues. You have left with almost odd 20 days for the written test, and these topics are not too tough to cover. This was the syllabus or the structure of the course provided by IRMA, which you have to focus. Now, we should talk on some important national issues. Friends, I just forget or I just missed to tell you that this webinar, we can divide this webinar into 3 parts. One is about to discuss the course and structure or the pattern of the test to be conducted by IRMA for issues of social concerns. Then the second part is some important national issues. Then the third and most important part is there are 25 questions. There are 25 sample questions which will give you important insight of the test. So technically we are at the second part. Some important national issues like food security bill. Food security bill. What are the pros and cons of this bill? When this bill was passed, what are the basic components of this bill? And how it is going to make India hunger free. Some important points or the factual information are that this bill aims to provide almost three-fourths population. The target population is almost three-fourths. In general, 67% of 1.2 billion population, which is under target by food security bill in the first instance. 75% of rural population and 50% of urban population. And the people covered under food security bill will entitled to get wheat, rice and millet or the coarse grain at meager cost. Food security bill. With food security bill, you can correlate midday meal scheme or MDM scheme in rural schools. These are general glimpses of the socially important topics. Again, you can see here children 6 months to 14 years of age are to receive free hot meals or take home rations. Who is going to implement the food security bill or the body which will implement it? It will be implemented by public distribution system. Again, an important component of this bill is that the eldest women in the household 18 years or above is the head of the household for the issuance of the ration card. And the right to declare the part or the percentage of population which would be covered under this bill, that right is vested with different states of India. Central government has introduced this bill, but this is going to be implemented by states. Again, very important, land acquisition bill. Land acquisition bill replaces an obsolete act of 1894 by substituting new rules and regulations. In current trend and the globalized world, now it was the need of time to review all acts and other regulations. You can see here, friends, the most important feature of the act is that the developers will need the consent of up to 80% of people whose land is acquired for private projects and of 70% of the land owners in the case of public-private partnership. Besides, it provides for compensation as high as 4 times than the practice now in rural areas and 2 times in urban areas. Suppose we talk about Telangana issue. There was a hue and cry in last year about Telangana issue. Bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, neglected, divide of development, like other hot issues in India, Vidarbha in Maharashtra, Gorkha Hills in Sikkim, Harip Pradesh in Uttar Pradesh, Maru land in Rajasthan, etc. Telangana got its consent, and it would be 29th state of India because the bill has passed by both of houses, and Hyderabad will be combined capital of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh for next 10 years. As you can see the map of Telangana, the northern and eastern part of Andhra Pradesh will be carved out from the parent state to become a new state of India. One of the most important topics, Lokpal Bill. This term got its importance by beginning of dharna, protest, boycott, hartal, etc. started by Anna Hazare, then joined by Kejriwal. Lokpal Bill, some history tells us that Lokpal was coined in 1963 by Lakshmi Mal Singhvi. L.M. Singhvi, father of Abhishek Manu Singhvi, a lawyer and spokesperson of Congress. L.M. Singhvi is a very famous lawyer and a veteran in the field of public interest litigation, or PIL. This term was used by him. Most nearest meaning or synonym is the government ombudsman. Lokpal Bill initiates the appointment of a local at state level and other levels. And there are other clauses of Lokpal Bill, but you have to aware about the basic information of Lokpal. More furor is about that whether Prime Minister will be covered under Lokpal or not. CBI will act as a different body or not. They are more or less the political issues, but you have to get through or get informed about the basic structure of the Lokpal. Again, ridiculous but true, an important social issue. Article 377. In 2009, Delhi High Court decriminalized Article 377. According to that verdict, unnatural sexual relations was not a criminal offense. In December 2013, Supreme Court of India withheld the decision of Delhi High Court and again it recriminalizes that act. According to that act. And just today, again, Supreme Court rejected the review petition filed by head of Naz Foundation. Head of Naz Foundation, which is main muscle power of, or the main antagonistic of the rights of the offense. According to that article, what is offense? The main antagonist of that article, the head of Naz Foundation, Anjali Gopalan, submitted a review petition which was rejected by Supreme Court just today. So these are some important social relevant topics which can be discussed. In general, just let yourself aware about such type of developments around your surroundings. Now, just more important section of this webinar begins. We have to discuss 25 sample questions which will provide you all a glimpse of the structure and pattern of this examination. Now friends, all attendees, as I see there are a lot of Arjit, Deepak, Priyanka, Saurabh and Swati. Now, please make this webinar a dialogue. By this time it was a monologue, but now it becomes a dialogue. Read questions and send your answer. Like Saurabh says A, which of the following is correct regarding India and China? Your options are: India has faster population growth rate than that of China. India has slower population growth rate than of China. Both have equal population growth rate, and B, none of the above. I get to answer to reply all say A and yes friends, it's option A. In fact, what is population growth rate? There are two types of parameters to measure population growth rate. One is annual, one is decadal population growth rate. When we talk about the annual percent change in the population resulting from a surplus of births over deaths and the balance of migrants entering and leaving a country, most important, population growth rate is not only determined by birth and death, it is also determined by migration. Option A is correct, as India's current population growth rate is almost 1.31%, while of China is 0.48. So all of you provided the correct option. Due to population growth rate below 1% per year, recently China adopted 2 children policy. I think you know all. Yes, friends, question 2. In which of the following years sex ratio was highest in India? 1901, 1921, 1941 or 2011? Any idea? Saurabh says option B, 1921. Priyanka is with 2011. Yes, Arjit? Friends, some interesting thing. Decade of 1911 to 1921. That decade is known as, I repeat, decade of 1911 to 1921, that decade is known as Great Dividing Year. In that decade, only India recorded a negative growth rate. It means, according to the census of 1911, what was the population of India? That decreased according to the census of 1920. That's the most important thing. Up to your utter surprise, in year 1901, India's sex ratio was highest. It was 972, which India cannot receive or cannot achieve, in fact, by 11 itself. In 1901, India recorded highest sex ratio till the date, that was 972. According to 2011, it is 940, just 940. So option A is correct one. You think that according to the development, the progressive society, educational, literacy, etc., we got a new feature of sex ratio. No friends. It was far better in far past. In 1901, it was 972, the highest India ever recorded. So it's okay to all of you. It's option A, 1901. Yes, Arjit, Deepak, Saurabh, Priyanka, Swati, etc. Thank you, friends, for a quick and vital response. Please make it vital dialogue. As per definition of urban area, which of the following is not correct? Urban area, cantonment, cant or cantonment, civil area, civil lines, rural area, urban area, metropolitan, metro cities, mega cities, all have its definition. As per definition of urban area, which of the following is not correct? What is necessary factor to declare an urban area to a particular region? Options are a minimum population of 5,000, at least 75% of male working population should be engaged in non-agricultural pursuits. C, a density of population of at least 400 persons per square kilometer. And here I can see the response. B, D, and A. Friends, in towns, places with municipal corporation, municipal area committee, town committees, notified area committee or cantonment board, places having 5,000 or more inhabitants, a 400 per square kilometer population density, pronounced urban characteristics, and at least 3/4 of the adult male population employed in pursuits other than agriculture. This is the definition of towns or urban area. It means all options are correct, hence option D is the correct one. None of the above is the correct answer, friends. None of the above. All are correct one. So we should move to the next one. The first country in the world which officially adopted the family planning program is, one thing more, friends, please write your option followed by question number. Suppose you have to answer question number 4, then provide question number 4, then option. Otherwise, there will be a little bit confusion that for which question you are providing your answer. Question number 4 comes, the first country in the world which officially adopted the family planning program is, yes, your answers are India, Japan, USA, and France. Then Saurabh says A, Priyanka, Deepak, Arjit, Swati. I cannot see any single set from the end of Swati, while Saurabh, Priyanka, and Arjit are well active. Okay, Arjit says it's B, Japan, and Priyanka and Saurabh says it's A. Priyanka and Saurabh are right. India was the first independent country in the world to adopt a policy of reducing population growth through a government-sponsored national family planning program adopted in very first 5-year plan, 1951 to 1956. So it's not so that our forefathers did not see the ill practice of high population or the population explosion, the ill results of the population explosion was seen by them. Introduced the family planning in the very first 5-year plan, 1951. Option A is the correct one. Which of the following is not an element of factor of Human Development Index or HDI? Yes, friends, for this question, please be fast. We have 25 questions and the time is less than 1 hour. Not an element or factor of HDI, Human Development Index. Yes, Saurabh, Priyanka, Arjit. Saurav is B, adult literacy rate. Priyanka, D. Okay. First of all, I have to introduce about HDI, Human Development Index. What is HDI? The Human Development Index is a composite statistics of life expectancy, education, and income indices to rank countries into 4 tiers of human development. It was created by economist Mahbub ul Haq, followed by economist Amartya Sen in 1990. Human Development Index is released by United Nations Development Program. According to the latest index, Norway got first rank, followed by Australia, United States, the Netherlands, and Germany, while the rank of India was 136. In 2012, it was ranked at 134, but in 2013, as per the data released on 15th March 2013, India slipped 2 places down and ranked 136. So friends, it is option D. Percentage of senior citizens is not a component of HDI. Jinka, you are right. Arjit, did you get that? And Saurabh, it's not option B. Literacy rate is an important component of HDI. Here comes the next one. Which of the following is not one of the variable of Human Poverty Index? HPI. Friends, I have seen the memory-based questions which were asked in erstwhile years of IRMA. And these questions or those questions have a match. So please do not get bothered that these questions are not up to mark or obsolete or not relevant. They are damn relevant. Just see and observe the previous questions of IRMA. Memory based, you will find that there is quite resemblance. So please answer for this question. Which of the following is not one of the variable of Human Poverty Index or HPI? Options are probability at birth of not surviving up to the age 60. B. Percentage of adults lacking functional literacy. Percentage of people living above poverty line, or long-term unemployment rate, means more than 12 months or more. Yes, friends, you say what? Ajit says A, Pinka B, Saurabh. Human Poverty Index, as per its definition, there are 4 components. Probability at birth of not surviving to age 6. It means if in any population, it is probability that any infant will not survive to age 6. That is an important component. Option A is correct. The second component is adults lacking functional literacy skill. Population below income poverty line and the rate of long-term unemployment. Here in case of question 6, option A is the correct one. Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana was launched in 1995, 2000, 2005 or 2006. Yes, friends, answer for this question. Question number 7. Answer is I think this time you all provide correct option. Here is a hint for you. Any scheme which starts by the name of Pradhan Mantri. In general, that scheme was launched by Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and his tenure was first tenure was in 1996, second was in 1998 to 1999, and the final tenure was 1999 to 2004. So all such schemes which begin under the name of Pradhan Mantri, they were started by Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So most obvious answer comes as 2000. In fact, this scheme was launched on his birthday, 25th December 2000. Option B is the correct one. What are the components of Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana? These are to provide roads to all villages with a population of 1,000 persons and above by 2003, with a population of 500 persons and above by 2007. This was the component of the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. The next one, which of the following organizations are called Bretton Woods twins? IMF, IBRD, both A and B, or WTO? Yes, friends, please provide your answer. Bretton Woods twins. Thank you, Swati. First reply from your side. Extremely thanks to you. Saurabh says C, both A and B. No idea to Swati. Priyanka. Swati, I did not see even single step on the side. Maybe there is some problem in my system. It's not visible at all. Okay. I got that, Swati. I got that. It's okay. It's always okay. I just appreciate the spirit. Okay. Thank you. So what, your friends, what you say? Arjit, what is your answer? Arjit, what is your answer for this question? Bretton Woods twins, IMF, International Monetary Fund, IBRD, International Bank for Rural Development, both A and B, or WTO, World Trade Organization. Okay. International Monetary Fund and IBRD. Friends, IBRD, International Bank for Rural Development, is known as World Bank. Interesting to know. World Bank is IBRD. IMF and IBRD both were brainchild of Bretton Woods Conference in 1945. Option C is the correct one. WTO, World Trade Organization, its earlier name was GATT, GATT, General Agreement on Trade and Tariff, which was replaced by WTO in 1995. Option C is correct one. So all friends with option other than C correct themselves. Option C is correct one. Both A and B, IMF and IBRD, both came into existence following Bretton Woods Conference in 1945. Bretton Woods situated in USA. So friends, should we move to the next one? Yes. All right. Next one comes as, which of the following states does not have sex ratio lower than the national average as per census 2011? The question is not technical. There are 2, 4, or multiple information. you must aware about sex ratio of India. Simultaneously, you must aware about sex ratio of Rajasthan, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. And surprisingly, you all say it's D. Swati, D. Arjit, D. Saurabh, D. Yes, Priyanka? Priyanka, what? The next one? All right, it's D. Tamil Nadu. Let me tell you some little more about this sex ratio. According to Census 2011, the last or the estimate report, India's sex ratio is 940. Rajasthan is of 926, Bihar 916, Uttar Pradesh 908, Tamil Nadu 995. Means Tamil Nadu has its sex ratio above national average. When we talk about the top 5 or best performing states in sex ratio, it is Kerala 1084, Puducherry 1038, Tamil Nadu 995. And the worst performing states are Daman and Diu. Here I mean states and union territories both. Daman and Diu is the worst performing state in terms of sex ratio in India, just 618. Daman and Diu. Then Dadra and Nagar Haveli 775. Then Chandigarh 818. Delhi 866. I can say that the national capital is so behind while performing in sex ratio. Delhi is just 88. So this question was about the sex ratio. The next one is providing urban amenities in rural areas. Pura is brainchild of. I remember in 2011 or 12 there was a question on Pura. Providing urban amenities in rural areas. Pura is brainchild of. Yes, friends, answer for this question: Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Manmohan Singh, APJ Abdul Kalam, or Pranab Mukherjee. Arjit says Swati is A. Arjit is with A. Priyanka Pandey with C. Saurabh with D. Okay. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, both Swati and Arjit. Priyanka says C. Saurabh with C. Pranab Mukherjee. Provisions of urban amenities to rural areas is a strategy for rural development in India. Concept given by former President APJ Abdul Kalam and framed by Professor Emerson. Our ex-President Kalam is the right answer, and I congratulate Priyanka. It's option C, APJ Abdul Kalam. If you read any one book of him, whether it is his biography, Wings of Fire, Turning Point, India 2020, A Vision for New Millennium, you can find about Pura. It's option C, friends. The next one, which of the following situations does not exist in case of deflation? A little conceptual economy. Deflation. First, you provide your answer. The options are: the value of money rises, the prices of goods and services falls, the prices of goods and services rises, or increase in money circulation lags behind the increase in production. Your option should be followed by question number. Yes, friends? What is signified by the term deflation? Saurabh says it's B. Prices of goods and services falls. Arjit, Priyanka and Swati, your answers are? Swati says it's C. Prices of goods and services rises. Arjit says B. Priyanka says B. Saurabh B. Priyanka B. Swati C. Arjit B. Two persons are with B. Two are with C. Okay. First of all, we have to discuss three terms: inflation, deflation, and disinflation. What is inflation? Most buzzword in economy. Inflation in general means increase in money supply, means increase in liquidity, increase in credit, increase in prices of goods and services. Both are correlated. Suppose all of you are provided with 1 lakh rupees and all of you want to buy a mobile phone of Apple. It costs barely 45,000. Since you all are having 1 lakh rupees and the mobile set is just only one, then its automatically cost would increase to 1 lakh plus. This is inflation. When money supply is high, the rise in price of goods and services. This is inflation. And when inflation decreases at continuous or random speed or rate, this is disinflation. For example, in 2012, the inflation was 10%. In 2013, it came to 8%, and in 2014, it came to 9%. It is disinflation, opposite to inflation. Inflation is rise in prices of goods and services, and deflation is decrease in prices of goods and services, but not so random decrement. Now it comes to deflation. Deflation means the negative inflation. It means when the rate of inflation comes below zero, then it is deflation. Option B is the correct one. Prices of goods and services fall. Arjit and Priyanka, you are right. Saurabh, you are also right. Swati, is option B. Did you get? In deflation, what does not exist? Swati, it's written here, does not exist. What does not exist? Which of the following situation does not exist in case of deflation? Okay, I got that. I got your point. Which of the following situation does not exist in case of deflation? Definitely. I think there is some fuss of page in this question. Let me check it properly. Whether it is question whether there should be not or not. Deflation, just tell me the difference between inflation, deflation, and deflation. Deflation is a decrease in general price level of goods and services. It means this is the basic component of deflation. Deflation occurs when the inflation rates fall below 0%, a negative inflation rate. This should not be confused with disinflation. Please do not confuse with disinflation, that is a slow down inflation. Okay. So here I just want to tell you the difference between inflation, deflation, and disinflation. Okay, thank you, Sathi. Dr. Varghese Kurian is related with. Dr. Varghese Kurian is related with yellow revolution, green revolution, blue revolution, or white revolution. Deepak is with D, Arjit with B. Arjit is with again B. Swati D. Priyanka, you answer for this question. Please be a little fast. There is a term rainbow revolution or the 7-color revolution, like yellow, green, blue, pink, gray, golden, etc. Yellow revolution is related with mustard oil or the edible oil revolution. To increase the production of edible oil, Yellow Revolution was launched. Green Revolution is for food grains, especially wheat and rice. Arjit, your option is wrong. Option B is incorrect. Father of Indian Green Revolution is N.S. Swaminathan. Father of International Green Revolution is, any idea? Father of International Green Revolution. A US scientist worked on Mexican wheat, Dr. Norman Borlaug. Blue Revolution is related with fishery. Increased production of fish and sea products. Blue Revolution. White Revolution is related with milk production or the Operation Flood. Dr. Varghese Kurian, founder of Amul, founder of IRMA, is known as father of White Revolution or Operation Flood. And by his tireless effort, India stands one in the world in the production of milk. Option D is the correct one, friends. Arjit, please correct yourself. 13. Agriculture is also a part of syllabus mentioned in IRMA second stage test, Indian agricultural system. Now here comes a question from that field. Kharif crop are sown in which of the following months? Kharif crop are sown in which of the following months? June, April, September and December. Saurabh says no idea. Any idea to anyone? In Indian agricultural system or Indian cropping system, there are two major crops. Rabi crop and Kharif crop. Rabi. Rabi is an Arabic word which means winter. It means those crops which are sown in winter is Rabi crops like wheat, barley, gram, sweet pea, mustard. These all are Rabi crops. Most important Rabi crop is wheat in India. It is sown in winter. Then it comes the Kharif crop. Kharif crops are those crops which are sown during onset of monsoon. It is June. June is the correct answer. And most important Kharif crop is paddy or rice. June is the correct answer. In Jayad. Jayad means in between Kharif and Rabi. In Jayad, mainly vegetables like watermelon, bottle gourd, lady's finger, muskmelon, etc. are cultivated. Just you have to learn. Most important Rabi crop is wheat. Most important Kharif crop, rice. Okay. A question on financial inclusion. Financial inclusion, the tagline, the benchmark component of 11th five-year plan from 2007 to 2011. During 11th five-year plan, the main focus of the 11th five-year plan was financial inclusion. What is financial inclusion? The options are. Question is, which of the following are not the parts of financial inclusion? Opening educational centers, opening wealth management centers by Citibank, eradication of poverty, or 4, report of Khan Commission on Financial Inclusion. These are 4 options. You have to select your options using the code given. Such type of questions are also asked in IRMA second stage examination. They have mentioned in their sample questions that multiple type of questions with multiple correct options would be there. Okay. B, 1, 2, and 4. It means you say that eradication of poverty is not a part of financial inclusion. It means Saurabh says B, Priyanka says B, Deepak says B, Arjit and Swati. What you say? What are the components of financial inclusion? Please make it dialogue. It's a discussion. It's not a lecture, friends. It's discussion. Okay, Swati says C means 1, 3, and 4. According to Swati, option 2. Friends, first of all, understand what is financial inclusion. Financial inclusion means to touch the untouched Indian population in view of credit availability and banking system. Those populations which is not part of any banking system, whether the credit access, the opening of accounts, the loan access, etc. To include all those is financial inclusion. First of all, this is a very basic definition of financial inclusion. A financial inclusion is the delivery of financial services at affordable cost to vast sections of disadvantaged and low income groups. For example, with the help of no-frill accounts. Financial inclusion is the delivery of financial services at affordable cost. Opening of educational institutions, opening wealth management services or centers by Citibank or any XYZ bank, eradication of poverty are not part of financial inclusion. In fact, in 2004, RBI set up a committee under an economist, K.S. Khan, to look into financial inclusion, and the recommendations of the commission were incorporated into the midterm review of policy. And financial inclusion became backbone of 11th five-year plan. So, 1, 2, and 3 are not the part of the financial inclusion. 1, 2, and 3. Option A is correct. Is anybody with option A? Only 4. Only 4 statement is a part of financial inclusion. Please beware of such type of questions. There is no factual information, there is conceptual clarity. You need to be alert with the questions which have multiple not in the option. Option A is the correct one. 1, 2, 3. Neither of 1, 2, 3 is a component of financial inclusion. It is option A is correct one because only statement 4 is part of financial inclusion. Is that clear to all of you? Arjit, Swati, Priyanka, Saurabh, Deepak, thank you. Thanks to all of you. Here comes the next one. So, I want to remind to my friends who joined the session quite late that IRMA says the objective of the test of the second stage of IRMA is to test your analytical and it is not going to test your information. It is going to test your analytical abilities of social issues. No doubt you have qualified CAT, you've got good scoring CAT, but still this second stage is going to test your analytical abilities. Here comes the next question. Which of the following dimensions is not used in gender inequality index? Gender inequality, reproductive health of women, empowerment of women, participation of women in labor market. Not used in the gender equality. Yes, friends, any answer for this question? It means Arjit says that reproductive health of women is not calculated while we calculate GII. You all say A. Reproductive health of a woman, which includes MMR, maternal mortality rate. Have you heard about this word? Maternal mortality rate is the number of deaths of mother at the time of birth. When the time she gives birth to a child, when she dies, that is maternal mortality. And when it is calculated in population of 1 lakh, then it is MMR. Odisha has the highest MMR in India. Kerala has lowest. In which gender equality is fine? Kerala or in Odisha? A state where a mother is going to die or let her die, or in a state where a mother is going to be saved. Reproductive health of a woman is definitely a component of GII. Empowerment of women, participation of women in labor market. Friends, there is an option, none of the above also. Option D is the correct one. All are components to finalize an index of GII. All are components. And these components are declared by United Nations Development Program. UNDP uses this index, which is a composite measure which captures the loss of achievement within a country due to gender inequality and uses 3 dimensions to do so: reproductive health, empowerment, and labor market participation. So again, beware of such questions which have multiple options as not. 16. Which of the following is not correct about KCC? Kisan Credit Card. KCC was started by Government of India. Reserve Bank of India. Here it is banned, but it should be banned. RBI. KCC was started by Government of India, RBI and NABARD. Option 1. B. KCC allows farmers to have credit facilities without going through time-consuming bank credit screening process repeatedly. C. Farmers can access crop loans with the help of KCC offered by IDBI. And D. KCC is valid for whole life once a particular farmer is registered with it. Rural development is not possible without credit access to farmers. Rural development is not possible without credit access to farmers. First thing. MS Swaminathan says, a penny is mightier than a bullet. When we talk about nationalism as internal problem, just 1 or 2 things. A grain is mightier than a bullet. A penny is mightier than a bullet. No development is possible without considering farmers. This approach demands IRMA. And when you join IRMA, you will develop this approach. You have to become pro-poor, pro-farmers, pro-Bharat, not pro-India. There is a divide between India and Bharat. So Kisan Credit Card just facilitates easy credit access. But it is not valid for whole life. It is valid for 3 years. On a run, it is valid for 3 years, then it has to renewal. Option D is the correct one, which is not correct about KCC. Okay, I repeat the slide again. Option D is correct one because it is not correct about KCC. It is not valid for whole life. Okay, friends. 17. social welfare schemes, Anganwadi workers, ANM, auxiliary nurse midwife, ASHA, accredited social health activists. Are you aware of all these terms? If not, let you. With reference to National Rural Health Mission, consider the roles of auxiliary nurse midwife and Anganwadi worker. ANMs act as resources. ANMs act as resource persons for the initial and periodic training and also supervise the training and performances of accredited social health activists. According to the general norm under the NRHM guidelines, each ASHA would be covering a population of 500 people. I know the question is a little bit tough. There is factual information. This is the part of your homework. Here I just make you easy. Under an ASHA, a population of 100 people is covered. Option A is correct because statement 1 is correct only. Statement 2 is wrong. Why is wrong? Because under ASHA, a population of 100 people is covered, not 500. And in fact, Anganwadi, ANM, ASHA are more active in rural India. So if you do not have an access to rural India or any countryside or any village side, such questions become quite tough or hard to crack. But for that, you have internet, you have books, consult all these. At the end of the session, I will do suggestive readings also. Question 18. Which of the following help in implementing self-help group bank linkage programs from microfinance in India? Microcredit, microfinance. Mohammad Yusuf, founder of Grameen Bank, Bangladesh. He got Nobel Prize for peace, not for economy, in 2006. Availability of microcredit or microfinance is done by self-help groups in India. The question is based on that. Okay. Self-help group and bank linkage program. What is correct about it? Commercial banks, regional rural banks, or cooperative banks. Commercial banks are like our general banks, State Bank of India, NB, etc. Regional rural banks started by NABARD in 1982, and cooperative banks means the cooperative society which run the financial activities in rural India. Which of the following help in the SHG interbank linking? Your options are like this. Yes, your answer comes at C, 2 and 3 only. 2 and 3 means you say that option 1 is wrong. In statement 1, commercial banks do not play a role. Let us see. There are different models for providing microfinance. The self-help group linkage SHG bank linkage program has emerged as the major microfinance program in India. It is being implemented by commercial banks, RRB, and cooperative banks. All. Option D is correct one, friends. Option D is correct one. Because when we talk about the credit access, it is not possible to access credit without considering commercial banks. Because the money inflow is controlled by RBI with the help of commercial banks. Regional rural banks and cooperative banks have their credit limitations. So commercial banks become an important part of financial inclusion. That is the question. Okay, option D is the correct one. All are related. SHG bank linkage program. The next question comes as this. Arrange the following financial agencies in decreasing order of issuing credit to agricultural and allied services. Agricultural and allied services are run by government subsidies, like subsidies on fertilizers, subsidies on kerosene, subsidies on diesel, etc. So which of the following banks or which of the following financial institutions? The maximum credit access is done by what? Commercial banks, RRBs or cooperative banks? Swati says C. Means commercial banks, then RRBs. Swati says C means RRBs, then commercial, then cooperative. Okay. Anyone else? Arjit, Deepak, Priyanka, Saurabh, where are you? Saurabh says 1. Saurabh, what is say for this question number 19? Is there any answer? Arjit, any answer from side? Arjit says B. 1, 3, 2. Commercial banks highest 2. Friends, just let me explain here. Here it comes that commercial banks have the highest share in providing credit to agricultural and allied activities. As we can see that commercial is greater than cooperative, greater than regional rural banks. Hence option B is the correct one. Ajit says B. Smart. Option B. 1, 3, 2. 1 is greater than 3, greater than 2. And the long question be the long language, but do not bother about it. It is just a simple question about self-help group. I read it for you. Which of the following is not correct about self-help group? SSG is a village-based financial intermediary, usually composed of 10 to local women. B. SSG groups are started by pro-profit organizations that generally have broad anti-poverty agendas. C. SSG are seen as instruments for a variety of goals, including empowering women, developing leadership abilities among poor people, increasing school enrollments. Or D. Financing through SSGs reduces transaction costs for both lenders and borrowers. In nutshell, there are 4 implements. SSG is a village-based organization generally run by 10 to 20 local women. 2. SSG is a pro-profit organization. 3. SSG are an instrument for development and empowering women and for educational development. Or 4. Financing through SSG is easy. Friends, where are you? All of you are mute. Saurabh, Ajit, Swati, Priyanka, Deepak, where are you, friends? Okay. Just know that SSG self-help group is a non-profit organization. It is a non-profit group. Option B is Swati. Do not need to confuse. Deepak, this time you are flamboyant. Not tough, please. Saurabh, it's not too tough. Well, these are basic components of SSG. One thing more thing. I want to clear it that you do not need mastery of such topics. You just develop an overview of such types like SSG, NGO, RRB, etc. NABARD. Just read an overview of such questions. These are not very factual. SSGs are not profit-oriented organizations. A question on migration and population and demography. Simply, in India, people migrate from C. Just we are left 4 or 5 questions more. Then it will going to end. In India, people migrate from rural to urban areas mainly due to poverty, high population pressure on the land, lack of basic infrastructural facilities like healthcare, education, etc. We agree. Definitely is correct. Option 2 is, statement 2 is, the most important pull factor for majority of the rural migrants to urban areas is better opportunities, availability of regular work and relatively higher wages. Both statements are correct. Just read, you will find, using your intuition and common sense, you will find that both 2 statements are correct. No factual information, just a concept. Concept of migration, the reasons of migration, and how the population and demography is going to change or alter by the process of migration. Migration is quite important phenomenon of geography and population and demography. Okay, friends, option C, both are correct here. Have you heard about MG Narega, the most important flagship program of UPA government, for which UPA government often becomes brag, ostentatious, and a little boasting by Rahul Gandhi on each and every front that MG Narega has changed the lifestyle of all general and general Indian families. MG Narega. Let it make a little more interesting things. MG Narega, Mahatma Gandhi Narega program, started in 2006 by an act of 2005. There is no time-bound limit to provide employment to the beneficiaries registered under the act. There is provision for daily unemployment allowances in cash to be paid. C. Employment is limited and confined within a limited radius. At least 1/3 beneficiaries have to be women. You all say A. Swati, I want to correct you here. It is minimum 100 days labor during a calendar year. Minimum 100 days employment during a calendar year. Time bound limit is that the time you apply or you register yourself for MG Narega program, the agency has to provide you a work within 15 days. And if it fails, it is going to provide you unemployment allowances. For 100 days, what it say, 100 days all, 100 days in all during a calendar year, the total number of employment days. But the time bound limit is that if you register yourself with MG Narega, you have to provide, you get provided unemployment within 15 days. That is time bound limit. That's why option A is incorrect. There is time bound limit. So that limit varies state to state. And now, Swati, 100 days limit also varies state to state. Somewhere it is 125, somewhere it is 150. States, due to their vested interest, have increased the number of minimum employment days. And since it is a guarantee act, the agency is going to be provide unemployment allowances. Option A is incorrect. Option A is correct one because there is time bound limit. Which of the following statement is correct about Bharat Nirman project? Bharat Nirman, I told you, Bharat Nirman has 6 components, one of the flagship program of India. Options are: it is a time-bound plan for rural infrastructure by Government of India in partnership with state governments and Panchayati Raj institutions. Correct. B. It primarily emphasizes on environment protection and sustainable development. C. Under this scheme, one of the objectives is to provide standard measures for strengthening of rural health. D. It has 8 components in all. I think there is some problem in this question. In fact, Bharat Nirman project had 6 components. Friends, here there are 2 options are incorrect. There are 2 options incorrect. Option D, because it has 6 components: rural householding, rural roads, rural telephony, irrigation, and electricity or power. Option D is incorrect, and likewise option B is also incorrect. Bharat Nirman primarily does not emphasize on environment protection and sustainable development. The prime objective of Bharat Nirman is to fulfill the 6 key components of this flagship program. 2 options are incorrect, mistake of the question, but you can say that option D is bluntly wrong. Option D is just wrong at first hand. So we would go option D. Which of the following are the possible outcome after quantitative easing? Quantitative easing. A question of somewhat more applied economy rather than rural economy or the welfare and the development scheme. Quantitative easing, what are the components? Increase in inflationary tendency in the economy, stimulus to the growth prospects of economy, or availability of more credit in the market. Okay. Quantitative easing, any idea about this term? Yes, friends, any idea? An unconventional monetary policy in which a central bank purchases government securities or other securities from the market in order to lower interest rates and increase the money supply. And when the supply of money increases, automatically inflation occurs. Hence, the possible outcomes after quantitative easing are increase in inflationary tendency, stimulus to the growth prospect of economy, and availability of more credit in the market. All are correct. Okay, friends. Quantitative easing is an unconventional practice of a central government in which central bank purchases government securities or other securities from market in order to lower interest rate. When the interest rate is lower, the credit is high, bank loans are high, money supply increases. And when money supply increases, there is boost in investment, infrastructure, and in turn, there is a rise in the price. And friends, here it comes last but not the least. I think one of the most important questions of this discussion. I give 5 stars to this question. Most important question. In recent past, continuous fall has been seen in the Indian rupee against the US dollar. Which among the following reasons is not responsible for fall in Indian rupees? You learned that Indian rupees was plunged as below as 66 point something against US dollar in recent past. What are the following reasons? Since India imports more goods than it exports, it results in a huge imbalance in trade, or what is called a trade deficit. Here you get a definition, and this is the very correct reason for the fall in Indian rupees. Trade balance is high. Trade imbalance is high. There is a huge trade deficit. We export more. We import more while export less. Huge trade imbalance. Reason for fall in the rupee. Second, although India has become an attractive destination which can woo foreign capital as well as money from non-resident citizens, it is not enough for sufficient flow of capital. Again, it's correct. Even in the case of the FDI in retail, multi-brand retail. India did not expect such low investment after introducing or opening the doors of FDI in multiple brand retail. Rate of investment is high, but capital formation through that investment is quite low. C. The country's current account deficit, a broader measure of the trade deficit, has also ballooned due to the above reasons. Exactly. Hence, option D is correct. High rate of unemployment is not responsible for fall in Indian rupees against US dollar. Just give me a brief view about the reasons. There have been following reasons: huge trade deficit, lower capital inflows, high current account deficit, devaluation pressure, low growth and high inflation, and rupee speculation. Dear Saurabh, Swati, Priyanka, and Deepak, Arjit, please contact your send. Arjit, I do not have a right to send or disseminate the slides or the content. Please contact your center or contact to head office or just write a mail to me. I'm writing my mail ID to write a mail. I get an approval and then I'll send to you. And one thing more, Swati, Priyanka, Arjit, Deepak, and Saurabh, just for odd 20 days, there is some books which you can consider. There is a book known as Pratyukta Darpan, Indian Economy Extra Issue. That is a good book for such type of questions, and you do not need to learn or read the whole book. Just concentrate on those topics which are more important according to the nature and pattern of IRMA syllabus. Yes? Hello? Pratyukta Darpan, Economy. My mail ID is, just I'm writing it. It's prashant.dwivedi@parelauncher.com. Write a mail to me, I'll get an approval, then I'll send it, and not only send this mail, keep in touch for further any type of query, any type of clearance, any type of help, and it would be my pleasure to help you, friends. So all the best. Saurabh, it is not edition, it is an extra issue. It is an annual extra issue. It is an annual extra issue of Pratyukta Darpan under the name of Indian Economy and Overview. Just write in mail that you need the slides, the questions we discussed during the webinar. And apart from that, if you need any more clarification, any more queries, any more suggestive readings, just write at length. Swati, pretty truth. Here it is a pretty truth that I did not see the IRMA compendium, but next day when I join office, I'll see the IRMA compendium, and if it is worth reading, then I'll suggest you. At this moment, I do not have an idea that whether IRMA compendium covers all these topics or not, but I know I have seen the compendium of 10, 11, and 12. Those were quite worthy. I have not seen the IRMA compendium for 2013 and 14. Okay, friends, all the best to all of you. Keep in touch for any further inquiry or for any further, in fact, not help, just suggestion. I can give you suggestions. to make it better. Thanks to all of you. Thank you for being here. Have a good night.